Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right. I guess we have a kind of another in your own words statement here, and it comes from Herman Hendricks. And Herman says, Mr. Trahan, you have done it for me. Your instructions are what I needed. Golfers have always told me. All right, he says people, and in parentheses, golfers, that's people who play golf, have always told me that I had two golf swings. The one I would practice before setting up for at the tee box, and the one that I swung at the ball. The one that I actually swung was shorter. All right, so he's saying that his long swing was, his practice swing was longer, but he hit it, but it was much shorter when he hit the ball, which I like that. I like that difference. I'd prefer for both swings to be the same. As I say, perfect practice makes perfect, and your practice swing is to swing and feel the feel and then stand up there and swing the feel with the real shot. So I guess he didn't feel the feel, and he then went back to his memory banks and made the good swing, which was shorter. After reading your instructions and looking at the DVDs, I was convinced that I was on the right track, but I had no proof of why. You gave it to me. Why? That's because the Serge only deals in facts. Physics, physiology, married them together. This is the only swing that's 100% founded in facts. There's no fiction in what I teach. There's no opinion, supposition, speculation, trial and error, or whatever. It's totally 100% facts. Okay? So, he goes, my background covers a BS degree in math and chemistry, JD law degree, teacher certification, and it says /Cal, computer programmer, and other related business matters. You and you alone have given me the methods and why they work. Fantastic. I played today with no practice, and using what I had read, I was consistent and more accurate with clean, pure shots and longer. It was a 9-hole course, no carts allowed, 3,400 yards, score 5 over par, including a double bogey. Remember, I am 86, and my handicap has been as low as 8 and a steady at 12. Thanks. So, Mr. Hendricks, again, he as we read what his educational background is, he believes in science, and like the biggest thing that I should say the highest ladder I ended up climbing was one day when I asked Dr. Armstrong a question, and I had already figured out why the swing had to be less turn and why it had to be vertical, but I didn't know why. All right. I guess I didn't figure out why. I had figured out that it works, but I didn't know the actual why. And the why was because the reason why it's vertical is the only place we can swing our arms is in front of our body, and they cross twice. And when they cross at 12 and 6 o'clock, guess what? They come back square. They would come back to square, like I call the prayer position. And so when you stand here and you got a good square grip, the club, your hands will always return to dead square when you swing vertical at impact, which is 6 o'clock. All right. So that's the why I knew, and I gave Mr. Hendricks the why, and he put it all together, and look what he's doing. And many cases, people who don't take lessons invertedly, or do we want to call it accidentally? Many of them have better golf swings, and when they finally start taking lessons, that's when they get all messed up. Because most of them, when they go to hit a golf ball, they're just going to start swinging a golf club where taking a setup and a swing where they start feeling like they're swinging natural and they hit the ball pretty good and they don't change. Just like I can't tell you how many men and even the occasional woman that shows up for a lesson or at a golf school. This is before I started the website here and really got going. But I'd already figured out peak performance golf swing being a 3/4 limited turn swing, and I found somebody who was making a 3/4 swing, which means they were making a limited turn. Because I mean, it's pretty hard to turn a lot and just stay at 3/4. You know, if you're trying to make a big turn, your arms are going to come disconnected from your body. So invariably, if you're 3/4, you're going to be pretty close to much less than 90-degree shoulder turn. And or if you're trying to make the peak performance swing and you keep turning and you turn too much and you get too deep, and you get too long, every bit that you go longer in is going to allow more turn, so the longer your club goes closer to the parallel or at or beyond parallel, it's going to allow more turn, and now you're deep in the sacred burial ground. So I kind of knew what was going on, but I got the why, and the why was because your arms only swing in front of your body vertically, and they always come back to parallel. Palms perpendicular to the ground at impact, what I call the pray position. 3P, and we get the 3P position, which if I put these two lines on the ground, my aiming arrows here, as you know, this will be the aiming line. I'm going to try to get this one set up at the target, which would be the camera. That's pretty good. I couldn't see the camera with the shaft, so it should be pretty straight. So if I'm perpendicular here, when I come back to impact, at impact, I'm going to be, and the arms revert back to perpendicular to ground, like where you clap. Back here at this point, it's like we're shaking hands with somebody over the toe line, So we go to there, we go to there. Once we reach here, we're up, back to square here, and up. It's guaranteed. The arms are connected to the shoulder, the ball, and socket. So the arms rotate. There's no wrist cock or whatever. The whole arm rotates connected to the ball and socket joint. So the tip of my longest finger, the middle finger, and all my fingers, my palm, my forearm, my upper arm, it's connected there, they both rotate. All right, and when I put them together, they're diametrically opposed. So when one is going palm down, the other one's going palm up, but they always will come back to palms perpendicular at impact. When you swing vertical and you just let it happen there, they will return back to the 3P position, palms perpendicular to the ground, the torso, and the aiming line. And if I have a good, then I have to have a good grip for that to happen. If you got a strong grip, then the hands might rotate back pretty close to perpendicular, but the club face would likely be closed if your grip is strong. Vice versa would be open if your grip is weak. Strong means for a right-hander, it's turned, one of the hands or both are turned too far to the right, versus too far to the left for the other person, but for a lefty. But when they come back, and in most cases, it'll be the top hand that squares back up at impact. So if I had it turned over like this, where it's already cupped, and that hand returns to impact, this one is still probably a little strong, but the key is this was the lead arm returning to impact, the face is shut. Okay, and there's your pulls until you start to try to open them. So that's why the prayer position, palms perpendicular to the ground, is the key to the grip. Okay, so Mr. Hendricks, I thank you much for your question. I thank you for bringing up the fact that this swing is I gave you the why because the methods conform to the laws of physics, and that's where we get the why and the laws of physics. And our body, naturally, the way God created us, is designed to respond and work most efficiently and consistently in harmony with the laws of physics as best it can do. And that's the terminology. That is our position in teaching this swing. Our goal is to help every golfer build the best setup and swing that they can to maximize the laws of physics within the range of motion and any physical abilities and liabilities of their body. All right, so we can make slight manipulations and adjustments to help you fit your position, your setup, and your swing to help maximize the laws, so you can hit the ball more solid, straight, and longer, and therefore play better golf by shooting lower scores. Okay, and play pain-free golf. All right, so that's it for the search for today, showing again how PPGS is all about physics, physiology, and playing by the rules. The number one rule is physics, physiology, the way the universe, God created the universe to turn and to play golf. Well, that's it for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.